Let's bring in Bill Plaschke, LA Times columnist, and, of course, one of the stars for Around the Horn on the mothership. Bill, good morning. How are you?
What's going on? I don't know if I'd call me one of the stars. I'm more like the Around the Horn batting practice pitcher, but yeah, okay.
Who is okay? If there's a totem pole here, who's Mount Rushmore of Around the Horn?
I know you've asked this question before, and you asked Kalishaw, and Kalishaw put himself on there, and you set him up to be killed by us for the next month. So I'm not falling for this. I have not fallen for this. It's Tony Reality's show. It's Tony Reality's show. It's his baby now. He's the face of the show. We're all just bit parts, and he's the actor. He's the father. He's the father of our little family over there. He's the man.
So it's sort of like LeBron with the rest of his teammates.
Well, whoa! That's what we'll find out in the next 25 games, won't we? Little LeBron. I think that's the whole thing out here is will LeBron? Everybody says will the Lakers make the playoffs? Well, will LeBron get him there? Will he buy in? Will the Lakers buy into him? Will his body buy in? I mean, I think that's the question out here that everybody's asking. I mean, all the furor of him coming out here, and the question is still, why is he here? And I guess we're going to find out.
What do you mean by LeBron buying in?
He seems, since he was unable to get Luke Walton fired, they're unable to trade the guys for Anthony Davis. He seems attached. The last several, since coming back from his injury, he seemed attached. He seemed unfocused. He seems like even the optics. I'm sure y'all discussed that ad nauseum about him sitting on the bench in Indiana, 3 seats down from everybody else. I think that's symbolic, but that's kind of how he rolls. He's very passive aggressive like that. He just hasn't seemed to be part of the thing. You ask anybody over at the Lakers, he's his own planet. And I know that's a lot of that's natural and happens. It's going to happen anyway. But it seems to be leaking onto the court. In a game against Atlanta, the last game before the break, he had a triple-double, and it was the most empty triple-double I've ever seen. He was just barely there, it seemed like. He was just kind of, not getting back on defense and not helping out on defense and not looking for teammates. It's just, and so everybody's wondering, is he, again, his camp wanted Luke Walton fired. Jeannie Buss said no, he's still the coach till the end of the year. His camp wanted these guys traded, that blew up in their face. So now he's kind of on an island, and he needs his teammates. His team. Ask the Lakers who their leader is, and it's Rajon Rondo, without question.
Really,
you can look at how they celebrated when. So that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, I'm wondering about this though as we move into the offseason here, because this is probably the most important offseason of LeBron James's career.
Oh, it's absolutely, because he's got a 3-year window out here. At least the Lakers are considering a 3-year window. And if he doesn't get help, he's never going to get back to where he was. And, Kevin Durant, I gave Kevin Durant a lot of hassle. I think I even came on the show and gave him hassle for talking about how tough it is to play with LeBron. But a lot of that is true as far as all the furor that goes around it and all the distractions that goes around it. And I think is it going to be harder for them to get somebody to come play here, given the circumstances, and if they don't make the playoffs, and if this is not a true, the guy wants to come to play with LeBron to say, okay, we can go right to the championship, we can go right to the finals. Can they do that if they end up the season not making the playoffs? Can they sell themselves as that? Mm-hmm. And maybe a guy like Jimmy Butler, but I don't think that's the kind of guy they need.
But also, everybody was pleading and promising that they were going to be patient this year. What happened to the patience that everybody talked about at the beginning of the year?
Well, it was patience like, okay, you're going to break the 5-year playoff drought. You're going to get to the playoffs. You're going to win a playoff round. That's enough. It was that kind of patience. It wasn't patience. You're not making the damn playoffs. It wasn't that. It wasn't. They ain't that patient. No, I mean, yeah, and it's patience like, you'll come in here and you'll slowly become a Laker. Well, he hasn't really made steps to be a Laker yet. People don't feel like he really is a true Laker yet.
Yeah, we're talking to Bill Plaschke from the LA Times, contributor, not star, of ESPN's Around the Horn.
Thank you.
But a couple of years ago, I could see where somebody wants to play with LeBron. Now at this age, at this stage, and what are you giving up? What's the roster going to look like? Now I would have even more doubts. I know I'm walking into a circus, which we know it is with LeBron, but at this age, at this time, I don't know if you're going to have a long list of guys, big name guys, who are going to want to go into this, knowing
No,
that.
and I think we thought that wasn't going to be the case. I even wrote all summer, oh my God, he's a great player. He'll get great players. But he's missed 18 games with a groin injury, and he doesn't seem to be coming back from that completely 100%. And I think players see this. They start to say, is the rubber wearing off on the tires here a little bit? I know it's a cliche, but that's what people are kind of seeing. And they're kind of wondering, well, how many years does he have left? And if he doesn't have many years left, am I going to be stuck out here with this roster? And, and then some of the players that LeBron acquired himself, I mean, you already saw where one of his signings, Michael Beasley, is now playing for China, for Pete's sake. LeBron didn't do a great job bringing guys in to compliment him either. So, yeah, I think that's a real concern, and because it's based around him. And remember, this is the same age Kobe Bryant got the Achilles. So this is the same age Kobe kind of started going down, and all the wear and tear on him. I guess I thought he was indestructible, and everybody out here did, and we kind of were blinded by that when he came here. Well, now we're seeing he's pretty much a 34-year-old ball player who's, scuffling a little bit to find his feet and find his attitude. And it's kind of a scary thing to watch.
But also, you're looking at a guy who's 34, who's really 36. His body's 36. I know he's taking care of it, but he's put 2 seasons of playoff basketball, which counts more than just one game. And I wonder, are they more likely to still try to bring in Anthony Davis, or do you think that they try to go out and court free agents?
Oh, I don't think they get Anthony Davis at this point. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think, especially if they don't make the playoffs. I mean, they're what they can offer for him is not anywhere near what Boston can offer, and I just don't see them getting him at this point. No, they got to go free. Magic's got to use his magic again to figure this thing out, because it's going to have to be a free agent. And what free agent? Well, I mean, Kevin Durant's not going to come here.
No.
I mean, I can't see Kyrie Irving coming back. He talked about it. I can't see him coming back to play here. I mean, again, I don't see Klay Thompson coming. He wants to stay in Golden State. There's, and Kawhi Leonard is going to the Clippers. So their pickings are getting extremely slim, and it's the kind of player that can bring them a championship. I just think there's trouble, and I think it can all. Again, LeBron comes back, and we've all heard he saves himself for the second half of the season. He saves himself for the postseason. We've all heard that. Now it's time for him to show.
Yeah, they got. It was just this calculated risk to try to bully the Pelicans, and then all of a sudden the Pelicans go.
It blew up. Oh, it's so blew up in their faces. It's so blew up to make that Rich Paul. That's a Rich Paul thing, and it's the same thing. He tried to get Luke Walton fired, and that didn't work either. So LeBron's had not had much success in his off the court micromanaging here, and is that a sign of other things? I don't know, but it's just not what It all starts again on Thursday against Houston out here, and. It could be the most important 25 games in the recent franchise history to see how they finish this thing up.
And I also
they've invested so much into this.
And it feels like if they don't make the playoffs, Luke Walton is going to be fired.
Oh, there's no question. But within 24 hours of the end of the season, maybe even if they do make the playoffs. No, he's not going to. Jeannie can save him for a year to the end of the year, but no, he's gone. Yeah. So LeBron will have to pick the coach then. And then what's that going to look like? And, and how much faith in this team? And again, are these kids? He's stuck. These guys are stuck with each other for better or worse. And these kids don't seem like they trust him. They don't seem like they trust him like they trust Rondo. They don't seem like they're bought into him as a teammate. So that's all got to change.
Well, it feels like Rondo's genuine to them, and LeBron is not.
That's exactly right. Well, he's there. He's present. When LeBron got hurt, he started staying away and wasn't around as much, and since the injury, though, Rondo was hurt. He was there all the time. So no, yes, you're absolutely right. They really look up to him. The admiration I heard, and I wasn't there, but the admiration in the Boston locker room after that game in the TD Garden was unbelievable. They talked about him like he's their coach. So yes, you're right. They feel genuine to him. They don't feel, and again, they see LeBron talking and they see what's going on. They see themselves on the trade block and they wonder how much he has to do with it. And so it just hasn't been. I just cannot overemphasize how disillusioning this has been. And again, it can all change. 25 games, it'll all change and everybody be great. But it's been a disillusioning time so far for him out here.
Bill, we appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. See you.
That's Bill Plaschke, LA Times columnist and contributor to Around the Horn.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.